Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a video for you about the new Gunsmith feature slash mode in Black Ops 3. This is one of the modes that I got to see live at Treyarch. Got to see how they work the Gunsmith, and it's kind of really upending how we handle guns. Gun variants are returning in a sense from AW, and how you customize things. Of note, the version I saw was actually a PlayStation 4 version, and while I was at the studio, there was a much greater focus on PlayStation 4 than usual. Half the presentation was on PS4, and when we actually got to sit down to play the game and do some of these things, it was on a PlayStation 4, not an Xbox One. I don't know why, but let's talk about the Gunsmith. Basically, when you hit Gunsmith, it's going to load up a real-time model of whatever gun that it is that you're working on. Previously in Call of Duty games, you have your static image, your PNG file. It sits there on the screen, it's flat, it shows you your attachments, but this time it actually loads up the full 3D model and shows the gun, the stats, all the different things you can do with it. And there's an option that says create a variant, which was very interesting to me. It's not like the variants from AW though, but you go to create a variant and you make a custom variant of this weapon and you can name it whatever you want. The gun has one optical attachment slot, and if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6 different attachment blocks. The optical attachment slot is obviously just for optics, so you can put any sort of optical attachment you want on it. And then you have 5, or maybe, I really wish I had pictures of this, but I didn't get pictures, like 5 or 6 different blocks for attachments. Like, you can actually have like a 6 or 7 attachment gun in Black Ops 3. It's crazy the sheer amount of attachments that you can put on here. I'll talk about that a little bit later on in a create a class video, how many points and stuff that takes up, but you can do it. You customize it, and you can save this variant and load it into create a class as a unique item. One thing that's important to note is when you have your variant saved and you load it into create a class for multiplayer, it loads as a block uneditable item. You can't load in your variant and to say, you know what, I don't think I like this variant, let me change the camo, let me change the attachments, blah blah blah, because that's the same as doing it with a gun. I think the idea behind this is a lot of us have certain guns and we like certain attachments and we like camos and we like all these different little things to customize about it, and you've only got like 30 seconds to a minute between lobbies, and you're not going to be able to do all of this level of customization between your lobbies, so you can just save all the different variants of the guns and load them in as you see fit. Of note, each attachment can be visually customized. This does not change the stats of said attachment. You can't have like a long barrel and then like a longer barrel that does more damage over range or something like that. But there were a couple of different types of silencers for each weapon, a couple of different types of grips, stocks, extended mags, foregrips, each optical attachment like ACOG or red dot sight or something like that. You customize the reticle, and what I mean is like the stocks just look different. You can choose stock 1, 2, 3, or 4 or whatever, so that each one has a different look, purely visual, just aesthetics. So that when you put your gun on the shelf, when you show it off, when you share, when you have it, when you play with it in game, it looks exactly the way you want it to, and it loads real time on the gun. So like as you play with this, the model moves around and you can view it from different angles and stuff, so you can see exactly how your gun is going to look, which I think is a pretty cool thing. Inside of Gunsmith, you can also have the option to add a paint job, which is kind of like a custom camo. I'm actually going to have to do an entirely separate video on paint jobs because it's its own thing. Think like emblem editor on steroids, where you can really go in and customize all the nitty-gritty details of the paint on the gun. You can put a camo on top of that, work with the camos. The camos and the paint jobs, again, saving that block, you can't edit that. And when you're done with this gun, when you're done saving it in the Gunsmith, you can put it in create a class, you can put it in storage, or you can share it with social features. Unfortunately, these social features were not announced or explained, or they weren't ready to reveal that yet, but there were social features and we did see options. My best guess is you can share it with a friend, you can share it on a marketplace or with others, you can take pictures of it, you can put it on your profile, stuff like that. But there's supposed to be a lot of social features, and I'll quote Vandahar on this one. He basically said, come on, we're the studio that put streaming on consoles before that was a thing. We made the theater mode before that was a thing. Just trust me that the social features are going to be cool. And when you're done, you save it, you put it up, you do whatever with it. And Gunsmith is really, really different. Again, all of the things you can do in Gunsmith, you can do in multiplayer between the matches, except you're not able to do the paint jobs or the camos or the social features, just the level of customization. However, it takes so long, it's got its own mode, like a little foundry where you just kind of work on it, so you can just load all your customized gear into multiplayer, and that's Gunsmith mode. Next video, I'm going to be talking about the paint jobs and camos, which are complicated on their own. Guys, as always, if you enjoyed, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.